Hey there, it's me, from my channel. And today we are in a bright modern showroom where we get to check out the all-new 2026 Subaru Outback in a beautiful glossy red finish. It's really eye-catching here in this super clean showroom. Take a look. Here's that 2026 Outback. Again, let's jump in and take a look around. I will start out with a few shots of the exterior here. So here we are getting a really nice look at the front end of the vehicle. This is your best look at the 2026 Outback. Here we can see the glossy red paint job really nicely here in the bright showroom. The red looks great. You've also got the silver trim piece here on the lower part of the front bumper. Here we get a look at the hood of the vehicle. Here we can see the red really nicely with the silver trim piece again along the bottom. We'll take a look at the side view here now. This is probably my favorite view of the 2026 Outback. Looks very sleek and stylish here in the red. Again, you can see the silver trim pieces along the bottom. Let's get a little closer here. We're looking at the rear of the 2026 Outback. Another good look at that beautiful red paint job. Also getting a look at the rear of the vehicle. Look at how bright and modern this showroom is. Love the look of this place. Alright, let's head inside now and take a look at the interior. One thing I want to point out before we do, just look at how bright and clean this showroom is. These glass walls really let the light shine in. Alright, let's check out the interior now. Here we are getting an up-close look at the front grille and headlights of the 2026 Outback. Just a great look at the front of the vehicle. Alright, here is another shot of the front of the vehicle. But this time getting a closer look at those LED headlights. Heading into the interior now, we are met with a very modern and clean-looking dashboard. We'll take a closer look at that in just a second. But first, check out the red 2026 Outback here in the background, getting that perfect reflection in the windshield. Now let's take a closer look at the interior of the Outback. Here we are getting a look at the center console of the vehicle. And then we'll take a look at the back seats here in just a second. But first, let's get a wider shot of the interior. Here we are getting a wide-angle shot of the interior of the 2026 Outback. Love the black and red color scheme going here. It looks very premium. And then again, checking out the red 2026 Outback here in the background. Here, we are getting a closer look at the rear of the back seats. And this is actually as far back as the seats go. They don't fold down, but they do split up front if you need to put something big in the back. Alright, let's head back outside now and continue our walk around. Here we are taking a closer look at the back bumper of the 2026 Outback. Very clean look here. Next, let's take a look at the wheels and tires of the Outback. Here we are getting a close-up look at the front wheels and tires of the 2026 Outback. 255, 45, 19. Alright, we're gonna move on now and get some more shots of the exterior. Here we are taking a closer look at the roof rails of the 2026 Outback. Alright, we're gone. Now move on now and get a few more shots of this beautiful red 2026 Subaru Outback. Here we are getting a look at the steering wheel of the 2026 Outback. Here we are getting a close-up look at the front windshield of the vehicle. Here we are getting a three-quarter view of the 2026 Outback. Love the stance of this vehicle. Looks very sleek and modern. Here we are getting a closer look at the digital dashboard of the 2026 Outback. Alright, let's check out the back seats now. Here we are getting a look at the side mirror of the 2026 Outback. Here we are taking a closer look at the rear seats of the vehicle. They do not fold down, but they do split up front if you need to put something big in the back. Alright, let's head back to the front now and check out the trunk. Here we are opening up the trunk of the 2026 Outback. Just a great look at the back of the vehicle. Here we are getting a close-up look at the rear spoiler of the 2026 Outback. Thanks so much for checking out the video with me. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.